Now we're still in trigonometry, but what we're going to do is show you and tell you how to use your graphing calculator. These are particularly instructions for TI 8384 graphing calculator. However, the general instructions will work, and I'll mention what they are. On your TI 8384, find the mode button and press it. On most of those calculators, it's going to be up on the top row of buttons. There's no second you have to push or anything, just press mode. Okay, that's number one. Then move the cursor or cursor down to where you see the words radian and degree. Be one line, it says radian degree. Typically what will be happening is radian will be highlighted or blacked out or whatever. Now change that to where degree is selected. We want to be using our calculator in terms of the calculator's expecting degrees. You don't know anything about radians, and if you do, we're not there in this class on doing that. So select degree and then press enter. That will set up your calculator so that it will make sense to you and it'll get correct answers for us how to do that. Now, at any point in time, you're like, whoa, what is happening to my calculator? This doesn't appear to be correct. Go back and check the mode. Okay? Now, most calculators will have some sort of mode button or mode function that you can select. You want to do the same thing with those. Whatever calculator you're using, you want to use degrees. If you're using your iPhone to do this, which you can if you turn your iPhone sideways, you get all these functions in there. Make sure you pick the degree mode in which to do this. Okay, now let's do some calculations using your calculator. And the first set of calculations we're going to do is we're going to find, this is about finding trigonometric ratios of an angle. In other words, we're given an angle and we want to find what the sine ratio is of 25 degrees. We want to find out what the cosine ratio of 25 degrees is. We want to find out what the tangent ratio of 25 degrees is. So, this is what you would do in your calculator. If we want to find the sine of 25, you would clear your calculator, press sine, make sure it's in what mode? Degrees. Press the sine button, then enter 25, close parenthesis, and press enter. Okay, and that should come up with 0.4226. Okay, so the sine, 25, close parenthesis, and then enter. Cosine, very similar. You're going to press the cosine button, enter 25, not enter 25, but 25, and then close parenthesis, and then press enter. And that should come up with 0.9063. Now the tangent of 25, you're just going to press the tangent button, and then you're going to press 2 and 5, the close parenthesis, and then the enter button, and you're going to should come up with 0.4663. Okay? That's how you find the trigonometric ratios of a given angle. They tell you the angle, or you know the angle, and you want to find the sine of it, you want to find the cosine and the tangent of that angle. That's how you do that. Also, take your calculations or your given lookups to 4 decimal places for calculations. Otherwise, your accuracy is not going to be very good. Take them at least to 4 decimal places on any of these trigonometric ratios that you get. Even if you're calculating them, use 4 decimal places, please. Okay, again, let's use our calculator to do some trig functions. And on this particular exercise, what we're going to do is we're going to use our calculators to find the angle of a trigonometric ratio. On the last thing we did, we knew what the angle is and we were finding the trigonometric ratio. Now we don't know what the angle is, but we know what the trigonometric ratio is, and we want to find out what angle that represents. So on this one we want to find out an angle with a sine of 0.5736. So how do we do that? Well, we hit the second button, go into a second function, and then press sine, and then we enter our number at 0.5736. We have our close parenthesis, and then we press our enter button. Okay? Second sine, 0.5736. close parenthesis, and then enter, and that should give us an angle. Okay, and it'll have several decimal places out there. Okay, with a cosine, we want to find the angle that has a cosine of 0.8192. Again, we're going to use the second function, okay, which says, hey, give us the angle, not the cosine. Give us the angle that's represented. So second cosine, 0.8192, close parenthesis, and press enter, and that should give us an angle. Okay, and again, with a tangent, we want to find the angle that has a tangent of 0.7003. Press the second button, press tangent, 0.7003, close parenthesis, and enter. Now, in each one of those, you should come up with an angle that is very, 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 very close to 35 degrees. Okay, and if you don't have 35 degrees, then what you need to do is you need to check your mode to make sure it is in degrees and not radians. What this actually is we're finding out what the angle, and the second button gives us what we call the arc sine or the inverse sine. Arc sine or inverse sine, arc cosine or the inverse cosine, or the arc tangent or inverse cosine. By arc tangent, we simply mean, or arc cosine or arc sine is, the second function gives us the arc, which means angle, the angle with a sine of. So second sine means, oh, give us the angle that has a sine of this, and that's what our answer is going to give us, okay? Try those. You should come up with something very close to, I think, 35 degrees.